Chapter 78, Information. 2 months have gone by since Marcus and I had gotten back from New York City. So it turns out Sam and George have figured out the other code, but they cannot tell us what it is yet because it said so in their code, but we were told that we need to compare when the helicopters come in. Moving along, today is the day before I graduate from law school, and the day before Marcus graduates into Kimball Law School. Marcus graduates in the morning, and I graduate in the afternoon, and we both have plans on being at both, which gets me excited. However, despite me being exhausted, there's something that concerns me deeply that I haven't told Marcus about yet, and I don't want to say it out loud until we get through graduation. It has nothing to do with the return or trying to save his mother, but it is very personal, so I don't want to say it out loud. Anyhow, tonight there's going to be a party in Robbinsog, and before we get to that, Marcus called for a meeting at the secret spot, and I don't have homework today, so I left to go there right after I woke up in the morning, so I could get out there, get out of the way fast, because I know that I am going to be up late tonight. I went to the pond south of Conservatory Central Park Drive Station, instead of waiting on the platform like we usually do, because Marcus told me to, and a few minutes later he appeared. "What's up?" I asked when I saw him and his brothers running away from the train tracks. "I was wondering if you have information." "About what?" I asked. "About the helicopters," Sam answered. "I know nothing," I said. "Well, I called this meeting if they come today or tomorrow," said Marcus. You always have a concern every day when the helicopters come," said George. "I know," said Marcus. "But do you think that you are overreacting?" asked Sam. "Pardon?" asked Marcus. "Do you think you are overreacting?" Sam asked. "Pardon?" asked Marcus again. "Because you always call one of these meetings every week because of how concerned you are," Sam asked loudly. "That actually was true, but I don't want to start a fight about it because he is my boyfriend." "Just a reminder, I am the meeting leader," said Marcus. No comment from anyone. Pause. "What is going on?" I asked. "I need you to be prepared for if they come this weekend," said Marcus. We've kind of have already discussed this," I said. "But this weekend is super duper important because we are both getting diplomas this weekend," said Marcus. "So what are you trying to say?" I asked. "What I'm trying to say is that if you see a helicopter, then graduation is cancelled for you," answered Marcus. "Parameters?" I asked. If you do not see us at graduation, but you do see helicopters, then you are not there because he fell and is in the hospital again," Marcus answered. Are you going to text me if that happens?" I asked. "Do you want me to give you my honest answer?" Marcus asked. "Sure," I answered. "Probably not, because I'll be too upset," answered Marcus. "I see," I said. "Now, I want you to make me a promise," Marcus said. "What is that?" I asked. Now this was not decided solely by me," said Marcus. "It was partially decided by me," said Sam. "And me," added George. "If our mom is in the hospital, do not cancel your plans for us," said Marcus. "Okay," I said. There's a pause as a suspicious thought entered my head. "What makes you think she is going to fall?" I asked. "She has forgotten to use her cane 3 times during the past 3 weeks, and each of those times she ends up in the hospital," said Sam. "Yeah, and I don't want it shoved down my throat if she dies," said George. "Okay," I said. That's all I wanted to discuss," said Marcus. "So let me get this straight. If I don't see helicopters, but you are not at graduation, you want me to not leave you alone?" You want me to leave you alone? I asked for clarification. Correct, Marcus answered. That's fine, but when would you not want me to see you again? I asked. I'll call you when I get my sanity back, Marcus asked. You think you're going insane? I asked. I will if I lose my mother, said Marcus loudly. Which will I most likely lose, which means I will most likely lose my father, which means I will go insane too, said Sam. If I lose my mother, I will need to be put into hospital again, said George. Were you just trying to be funny, Marcus asked George. No, I was trying to be serious, said George. Good, said Marcus. So what do I do now, I asked. Oh, this is going to be a long talk, answered Marcus. Why, I asked. Because lately, I just need to vent about my concerns, answered Marcus. Why, I asked. Oh, right, I need to just calm down, answered Marcus. But what is going on, I asked. What is going on is that I'm just paranoid about those helicopters, answered Marcus. So am I, said Sam. Me too, said George. So am I, but I am not up at night about it, I said. Well, I am, said Marcus. Why, I asked. Because I am scared the people in them could attack us, answered Marcus. Really? George asked, frightened. Yes, really, said Marcus. Now I'm scared too, said George, hugging Marcus. I then saw George begin to cry. You probably shouldn't have said that to George, I said. Well, he is my brother. I need to be honest with him, said Marcus. I don't think Marcus realizes it today, but he is being rude to me today, and he actually seems to have been rude to me these past several weeks since we got back from New York City, and that is concerning to me. My guess is because he is dealing with the stress these past 2 months, but I still love him because I understand his stress. I have expressed to him that I am the result of a rape. Are you doing okay, Marcus asked? Are you doing okay, Marcus? I asked with the sincerity in my heart and voice. Yes, answered Marcus. Are you sure, I asked? No, Marcus answered. Do you mean no, I asked? Yes, Marcus answered. Well, what is wrong, I asked? Stress and dealing with George, Marcus answered. Every time she falls, it is my fault, said George, crying. George, did you tell your mother yet? I asked. No, I answered. And he is forbidden to, added Marcus. When are you going to tell her, I asked. When we are about to cure her, Marcus answered. Why wait, I asked. Because if I tell her before we induce the cure, you have too much time for her to die and not move on, Marcus answered. Okay, I said. And if she goes, we are most likely going to lose off my father too, said Sam. 2 lives, that makes it double important. Exactly, said Sam. I know I'm strict, but these are strict rules to keep if I want to keep my family happy, said Marcus. And save Mom, said George, and to save Dad, said Sam. Okay, I get it, I said. There was a pause as Marcus stamped his foot on the ground. What is wrong, Marcus, I asked. I just wish I got to all of this sooner, Marcus answered. Why? I asked. I then felt like an idiot for asking why. Why do you think, Marcus asked. Because you could have saved her sooner? Yep, said Marcus. So why didn't you, I asked. It wasn't until my dad called my mom's sisters crying where I felt like I had to do something, Marcus asked. So why didn't you do something before those phone calls, I asked. Because I was too upset at her because I was upset at her too much, Marcus answered. Why, I asked. Because I feel like she was neglecting me because of how difficult middle and high school were for me, said Marcus. And the fact I was her son, and that I was the one who caused her mobility issues, which means I was the one who made her act crazy, and that is why you had a bad relationship with me for a long time, added George. Marcus then took a deep breath.